Get ready, cause it's about time
We are most active in
for
this
you
building this year.
to speak your mind.
It's just weird.
Girls Club. Girls Club. Super secret Girls Club.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello everyone. How's everybody's Wednesday doing? It's me, Navi.
And Marquetta.
Welcome to Super Secret Girls Club on Wednesday. Today is going to be, I don't know, interesting topic. Hopefully from my end, I think it's interesting. We'll see how the discussion goes.
Are we doing weekend catch up though?
We're gonna do everything because I need to beef up this podcast. We'll do. Yeah, so how's your weekend? How was our weekend? I forgot that happened this weekend. We had a pride parade in Indy.
Yes.
Please,
I was
go
looking
on.
forward to this so much. Let me tell you a story about how we killed our sauna bus. And then
Yes.
revived it and brought it back from the dead and then killed it again in a span of 2 hours.
Happened 3 times.
Yes, 3 times. So basically what happened is we enrolled on a social as a float in Indy Pride Parade, which is like the biggest parade in the city. It is the most popular, widely attended parade. So many businesses
fun.
participate. I mean, there are other parades like the Indy 500 and others, but this one is like
The biggest one.
very popular. And so we wanted to participate, obviously, because we also agree with the cause and we wanted to support. So we arrived early at 8 a.m. We weren't supposed to be there until 8:45.
We were early.
We were
did
early
our job.
because we didn't know what the traffic was going to be like
Yeah.
with all the closures. So we were like, let's just get there early, get coffee, just chill. Get there early. Before we got there, we got gas. That was the problem because turns out we put gasoline into a diesel engine. And so once we got, I don't even know how we ended up getting to our destination with that.
I guess it must
But
have had some diesel left
There
in
was
it.
there was
Yeah.
probably some diesel left. So we managed to get downtown and then we parked to get coffee. And Chris tried to like straighten his parking
Yeah.
and the bus would not start.
It would not. Oh my god.
And I would like to just clarify that the person who did this was Chris.
Not us. The person who always get like diesel, he's the only Ben who's been
Yeah.
responsible for doing this because we cannot park the bus in the gas station. Oh, I can drive it. I don't feel confident to go in a gas station with the
Oh,
bus.
yeah. It's rough.
Yeah. So he's been doing it. So we assumed he was doing it correctly. And yeah, so couldn't turn it on. That was a whole, and every time we go to an event, usually one of us drive, and this time we didn't because the parking is just awful.
To have like a second car. next
Second
to us.
car. So we just have to find diesel. Chris literally found a bird, like the scooter, went to the hardware store, got the items to siphon the gas. He did it old school way, like sucking it out and then putting it in. Apparently there's a different way to do it. I was talking to someone, I don't know. So he took the gas out. Kenny called Serge and Corey to get help because they live downtown. So it's like, please help us get diesel.
So Suraj brought about 3 gallons of diesel in like little canisters.
Tiny little canisters.
So we did a little swapperoo. We had like 2 big buckets of just gas.
Like 10 gallons, I think.
Yeah.
Because they're all like 5
Yes.
gallon each. Yeah.
So as soon as, we emptied the engine as much as we could, we started filling it up with the diesel fuel. And then we tried to start the bus and it didn't. And after 3 gallons, I think, we tried to start the bus and it didn't work. At that point, personally, myself,
Yeah.
I already didn't believe this was going to work because I
Same.
figured we would need to just clean the engine through and through and then put the diesel back in and maybe it will work. But like this, what we're doing with like sucking the diesel with Chris's mouth is just like on the tube, just sucking it out.
Sucking it out.
There's no way this bus is ever gonna work this way. Like not today.
Yeah.
It's just not happening. So I was kind of resigned, but my coworkers had hope.
I mean, I was one of those things like, let's try it, but I had low hope that would work. But I was like, at least let's try it, right? I don't want to just be like, we didn't do
Right,
anything. It was like,
right.
let's try it,
Yeah.
but if we're working, I doubt it.
Yeah.
So we got more diesel. Chris went and got more diesel with Suraj, put that in, tried it. After third try, like the first two didn't work, and
I
the
feel like
third
it
one,
took so many, like it was like 5 at
so
least.
many. Mickey was there at that point. Pat was there. Like, right? Those were people walking with us
Suraj,
in parade.
Corey.
Suraj, Corey, they were all there.
Yeah.
So the third try, it worked. Oh my God. We were literally like, jumping up
The
and
engine
down.
started like it felt like end to like a sitcom episode
Seriously.
where like everything was lost and then suddenly the engine started running.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So we were so happy. We were like running around hugging each other. I was literally screaming.
Pat, like, Chris came out of the bus running and screaming, and I'm like, yes. It's like, yes, we did it. And it worked.
Yes.
Thank God.
So now that that was solved,
yeah.
let's put an asterisk on the solved. We went to the parade and we obviously lost our spot because we were like an
Not
hour
there.
late at that point.
There was
like,
no way getting through there
the parade.
with the bus.
Yeah, the parade started at 10. We didn't get there until like we didn't get to our spot until like 10:15, and the bus got fucking lost because somebody gave Chris wrong direction, even though I told him where to be. So then he had to like maneuver his way around and get back and finally find us. And then we were waiting in the parade for a really long time because the parade is, like I said, the most popular. So it takes a really long time for all the floats to get through and start walking.
And we are literally the last one.
The last.
The last one.
And so, idling is also bad for the engine. So we turned it off again.
We
thinking,
decided not to, but we're like, let's just... It
Well,
started once, so we'll start back
it'll
up
start
again.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we did that. And then...
It's our turn to turn it back on, and it doesn't turn on. So literally, I have stuff in a trolley that Corey brought, and I'm at a point where like, we're walking, right? It's our turn. We're
Yeah.
walking. It's happening.
I jumped on the hood of the bus because we had our speaker there. So I'm like unhooking the speaker. I'm yelling at the cops to help me because I forgot to like unhook it from the bottom, and I was already on the hood.
And the cops
So
are
I'm just
really
like,
good.
I'm screaming, and then while I'm like on the hood on top of the engine just like
It started
I
back
could
up.
just like feel it in my knees.
It started.
God.
I can't believe it started. So we were able to go through the parade, thankfully, all the way. Can you imagine like if it was in the middle? But like we went through almost all the way, got done, and we like saying byes to everybody going off it, and we're like, okay, me and Kenny get on the bus. It's like we're heading home, right? Yeah. Let's just get home. And we about to turn to the street that will take us home, and then it just stops. The bus just stops. It's not that we turned it off. It just stopped. Thankfully, we were on the right side of the lane. We weren't in the middle of intersection. Couldn't turn it back on. And we had to tow it back. This time, we were just thinking, like, thankfully, it didn't stop in the middle of the parade because it's a very popular street. We wouldn't know how to, like, tow it with that many people around us. Or it didn't stop as soon as we started because then again, we will be blocking off very popular intersection, very busy intersection. Got it home. Chris got it towed somehow, some way. Also, if you're ever getting something towed, get quotes from multiple people because the quotes that we got were either like $400 to $3,000.
Deranged.
The range, insane. Obviously, we went with the cheaper one. They got us towed, so like got home. And somehow Chris, I think in a couple days, like changed the filter or something, got it working.
He didn't really do anything. He just like tried it and it worked.
Oh, okay. But he
so-
said that he changed the filter, right?
I don't know, maybe. I don't really know what he did. But I know that even before he did any work, he tried to turn it on and it worked. But like I think he did some maintenance to it, but we are definitely
Getting a mechanic
to check it before we like accept reservations and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, the bus itself was good. The issue was the human error ended up putting gas in a diesel engine. So that messed it up. It is working. Asterisk again is working now, but we'll have to get it checked to mechanic. I'm just glad that we were able to go through the parade. We did what we needed to do. The sauna part is working, so if worst comes to worst, we'll just have to park it somewhere, and the sauna is still working. We just won't be able to take it anywhere.
Right.
So there are workarounds, but we'll just have to. Yeah, that was our weekend.
Yes.
That was a Saturday.
This
Sunday.
was very eventful.
Yeah, Sunday didn't want to think about it. I don't know what CNG gas is. So there's a diesel and petrol.
Yeah.
So we
like
put
regular
petrol.
gasoline.
Yeah, regular gasoline. So we put regular gasoline that goes in the cars. You can't use it in the bus because they use diesel. Yep.
Yes.
So we put it in the diesel engine. When I say we, Chris. Sorry, I'm not taking we in this. It was like he did it, but thankfully he was the one like I got it, and then he siphoned it out and made it work. Thankfully, because yeah, I don't know what I would have done if I've done it. Like I know
Chris is king as always.
as always, like he made it work. But yeah, that was our
Oh,
weekend.
guys.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Both of us. What do you do on Sunday?
I don't even know.
Like-
I was honestly so thankful that we got through the parade,
Yeah.
and I was upset that something was wrong with. I was worried like if the bus was ever gonna run again, because
Yeah.
obviously changing the engine would cost as much as a new bus. So
Yeah.
we would, at that point, if that came to that expense, we would have a lot to consider.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that would have been hard, and I was kind of worried about that. But I also had to do a bunch of stuff, like I had to take some pictures,
Gotcha.
and I had to go do run errands, do shopping and food prep and all that stuff. So my Sunday was pretty busy.
Makes sense.
I
Yeah.
tried to keep myself busy and not think about the bus.
Oh yeah,
Because I
same.
was still very nervous about what the fuck just happened.
Yeah. I think that was the whole time. It's like because people were asking. I had a bunch of people after parade at my place. We would just have pizza, and they were all asking. They were like, "Were you mad?" I was like, "It's a mistake that could have happened to anybody." So
Yeah.
Chris, not really throwing you under the bus,
Yeah.
but it could have happened, and it's one of those things like we'll just have to look at next steps. There's
Yeah.
nothing can be done. Like let's just get to it when we can. At this point, I can't really stress about it because I'm not a mechanic.
Yeah. And I just wanna shout out Spencer, who was driving the bus throughout the
Yes.
parade, and Serge and Corey
Oh my
for
God, yes.
really coming in clutch and
It saved the pride.
getting extra diesel for us,
Mm-hmm.
because without it we would not be able to join the parade. And also everybody who was at the parade, who was just giving out our fans and all the other goodies that we were giving out to people with our marketing on it. It was great, and everybody was having such a good time.
Yeah.
I felt everybody was dancing and talking to people, and people were asking us what is this bus?
Yeah.
So it was great. It was a great event overall for us, and I had a lot of fun, and I just want to thank everybody.
Our
help.
saviors, they came in clutch. I love our friends. Yeah, I think Serge and Corey were just waking up. We were like, come help us get diesel from
Dude.
anywhere.
I literally called Corey at 8 a.m. and I was like, "You need to save us."
Yeah, please we need help. And yeah, kudos for them to jumping up and actually helping us. But yeah, QPL, thank you so much for subscribing. And there has to be a throwing someone under the bus joke here somewhere. Yeah, apparently it was Chris.
He threw himself on
He threw himself,
He was just
literally.
"Take me."
Oh my god. Yeah, that was eventful. I forgot. As soon as we were like, are we gonna do catch up on weekends? What happened on weekends? Oh my god, so much happened. I haven't even told my parents about it.
Oh my god.
I don't want to tell them.
I messaged my mom and she hasn't even read it yet. So I'm just waiting.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple other people, but it's gonna be a whole deal when I talk to my parents because they already don't believe me in things that I do. So I'm not telling you. But yeah, welcome to our Super Serial Girls Club. This is the secret things that happened on the weekend. But yeah, today is June 14 and it's a Flag Day.
I have never heard about Flag Day.
Apparently it's a big thing. I listened to a couple of podcasts this morning and they were all saying Happy Flag Day. And it's oh, okay. So Flag Day is the only day. You know how like you don't supposed to burn or throw away flags, so it's illegal. Like even if your flag is dirty
What?
or retired, you cannot throw it away.
I didn't know
You
that.
can only dispose of it in an honorable
Like American flag.
American
Okay,
flag.
Gotcha.
I mean, I think all in like law, there's all national laws, so other countries have laws as well that you can't really
Yes.
do
sure.
anything with the flags.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they get rid of flags when it's dirty. But in America, the only time you can burn your flag is on the flag day. So today, if you have retired flag, you can burn it in an honorable way. Otherwise, you don't throw it. You don't do anything with it. It don't. Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
So I have seen flag bikini.
Oh
Do
yeah,
you-
that can happen.
Do you have to burn them
I don't know.
if you're retired?
Apparently, America and UK are one of few countries that is allowed to have a flag as an apparel. Not all the countries you can do that. Like a lot of I know like Israel and Saudi, like you can't do the flags, like do anything. In India, you can't have India
you can
flag.
Have like a shirt.
You can't have a shirt as a flag.
Huh.
UK
I
and
feel
America
like
is one of few. There might be other countries, but I think it's very few countries. Some countries have very strict laws. I have a fun fact. So yeah, so
QPL, I imagine an American flag on like a Viking ship being shot with flaming arrows.
yes, honorable way, whatever that means. So Section 176 of the U.S. Flag Code is a set of rules of correct treatment of stars to provide that the flag, when it's in such condition that it's no longer a fitting emblem for display, should be destroyed in dignified way, preferably by burning. So every year, military veteran organizations and Boy Scouts of America burn thousands of U.S. flags on June 14th.
That is, I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it's a retirement. Flag burning is a retirement, so it only
Okay.
happens on July 14th.
I mean, I kind of like that as a tradition, but
I had
also,
no
why are
idea.
you doing this in June? This is like the biggest, like,
Hottest day.
hottest month, like not one of the hottest, but it's like one of the most like air quality is bad type
Yeah.
of day. So I guess burning thousands of flag that not all I would say are made out of cotton. A lot of them are like
Synthetic.
synthetic.
Polyesters.
So that's not good.
Yeah. I'm assuming it was just done because apparently Flag Day is an international day. Why it came upon, why I don't know.
Okay.
But I guess they just picked that day to retire the flags. Also, do you know the dancing upstairs? Do you know how many iteration of flags there's been for US flag? Like what iteration
many
of flag?
iterations?
Yeah, so what iteration are we on now? Just guess.
I would
take a number.
say 6.
27.
Huh.
This is 27th. The first one was 7077. This is 27th once we got Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 1976. I could be totally wrong on that date, but that's when
Okay.
our last iteration was. We're probably not going to change it unless we get another
Interesting.
state
I mean,
somehow.
Puerto Rico. Hello.
Puerto Rico, yeah.
Something needs to happen there.
Something, but then the 51 stars will just
Hey,
will be.
that is
on.
for the designers to figure out. We got this.
Yes, exactly. Like that's about it. But yeah, those are my small fun facts. What country does not have a rectangle flag? There's one country that has a weird shape of flag. It has 2 triangles. Like I wanted to.
Wait, I have seen that.
You probably
It's
have.
it's like one of the tiny European countries, right?
It's Nepal.
Oh.
Yeah, Nepal has.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a whole fun with the flags, Sheldon Cooper style from Big Bang Theory, but then I realized I needed to like show it and screen capture it and do all that, and I was not prepped for
You
it.
could have them here.
I could. Then I had to get all the flags. Like that's what he did. I love Sheldon Cooper fun with flags.
Next
It's like
year.
this the one. So like I have a guess, and I also realized I don't know shit about flags, so I would have to be like, what is this flag? I don't know either. Let me look my notes. Go from there. But yeah, Nepal, Rajohi, you got it, and QPL. Buggy Pirates, yes. Those are also flags. There's so many flags. Puerto Rico, I like that. QPL. Add Puerto Rico
Puerto
and
Rico.
Washington, then you get 52. All right, so today's topic, we are going to talk about just trends. Trends in the fashion community, trends in the society, culture trends, what could be upcoming, and what our opinions and thoughts are on that.
I don't know trends. I'm here to get educated.
There you go. And I'm pretty sure you know once I bring up the trends,
Okay.
and then we can just have, because we've just seen them around. I was just trying to like find the trends like in general, and most of the trends that come up like TikTok, like not TikTok trends, just in general trends, and just what our thoughts are. The first one I'm just gonna go about before I jump into much big one. The first one is conscious quitting. So conscious quitting, it's a big thing that's happening in companies nowadays. So where employees are quitting if a company doesn't meet their values. So if they are working with a company, and that I think that's happening mostly with Gen Zs, where like employee activism.
Gen Z's having conscience.
I know they have conscious. So
Fuckers.
yeah, employee activism is a big deal. So it can be defined as employees speak up against their company on issues that impact workers, customers, environment, or
Good.
society at large. The motivation is to challenge capitalism and maintain healthy work-life balance.
Seal of approval.
Yes.
From the kitty.
Yes, and I think I think it's fair to say it is a younger generation that's really doing it, because
definitely.
our generation, or at least my mindset for a while, and still sometimes is like, just do it. Like, just like I think a lot of times when I hear somebody like, oh, I don't believe this company is doing what I'm doing, like I want to quit, and my hand says like, that's fine, find another job first before you quit.
Right.
And I think that's still always gonna be that mindset, but I understand to a point where like if they're really doing something bad,
Yeah.
then go for it.
Well, I think that the rise of the gig economy has really made it possible for people to quit their jobs
That's
on the
true, too.
whim, because there's always something else that they can do in the interim.
Yeah.
But I mean, if the reason you're quitting is like the conscious quitting because of like your values and things like that, like Uber is not a good company to work for.
Yeah.
You know, so I guess this is like a double-edged sword where personally, I don't think it's companies' jobs to be ethical. I think that's like a very
Governmental.
utopic, like that's a very naive expectation from
It
a company.
is.
I would love that. I mean, the way we are running our company, I would like to think is much more progressive and like generous in terms of benefits that we offer than
Especially as a
your
YouTube
average
company.
in Indiana, and especially in like the YouTube industry as well. So I mean, I'm proud of it, and I want to continue to foster that. But I think that unless something is like mandated by the state, companies are not gonna like increase their expenses on human resources just because of the goodness of their heart.
I think that's a very good point that you brought up.
Yeah.
Like I understand Gen Zs or people nowadays, and I don't want to pick on Gen Zs, like everybody, like who trying to say like, oh, we want to walk out this company because they're not doing this and this and this. And like there was a huge protest with Google, huge protest with other companies. But the thing is, like, when you see the bottom line, how much money you could be making, it doesn't incentivize them to do good when the government is not doing
Exactly.
that. And it does come down to like, I know all the companies, we all as a human beings do have that responsibility, but when you're running a company and you have employees and you want to continue making sure you're also giving them jobs, as long as you're not doing literally killing people, I think a lot of companies do get away with a small things here and there, like not recycling because you're giving them job, and sometimes it's just easier not to recycle. But that is a big deal. But nobody's gonna force them. Like,
But I would say this is a good trend because I feel like it leads towards a better world and like society as a society. Like if we all agree, or if this generation agrees that this is the direction, that's good because you know I feel like that might revitalize like something like unions, you know, and like people will be more unionized across the board, not just in specific industries. So overall, that should be good.
Yeah, I was reading this article and it was talking about how that just tells companies to just be aware of, now that we're hiring people who are from younger generation. Obviously, we're not hiring baby boomers anymore. Millennials or whoever. It's like
I like that you call them baby boomers.
baby. Oh, what are they?
Just boomers.
But boomers. That generation, please retire, have fun everywhere else. Just enjoy your life at this point.
Right.
But just be conscious for the companies, like who are you hiring and what they're looking for, and if we are as a company trying to instill positive values, then make sure that it's known. Like let the company wide know that this is what we are doing, because sometimes we end up doing things. I'm not just talking about we, but I think I'm gonna talk about we. Like we end up doing some things that behind the corner, like, oh, we did donation, but we didn't announce it to the whole company. It's like, yeah,
Right.
we did this donation, we did this here. Just be more open that, and be aware of your people. Baby boomers, a boomer name for boomers. Yeah.
That's so funny.
All right. The next one, I think this is going to be a bigger one. AI. AI is
Oh,
a trend
God.
now. AI is here to stay.
It is.
I don't think AI is going anywhere. It's been very concerning for sure. And I was listening to this podcast this morning, and the person who created ChatGPT, oh my God, I forgot his name. Please remind me. And he's been very concerned about releasing ChatGPT before it was ready. Because he do understand that how it can benefit the companies, benefit people in some aspects, making their life easier. But obviously, anything that is good can always be turned to bad. We know Black Mirror. We have seen the show. So he's just like highly concerned that he'd release it early. But what are your thoughts on ChatGPT? Have you used ChatGPT?
I have not,
Okay.
but I heard about a lawyer who
Oh,
did
yeah.
to literally write a legal like case document, and people were like, "Bro, what?" Like the app was basically generating like imaginary cases to like support the claim of the document.
Just making shit up.
And it was so funny to me. It was like, I usually check. I was like, no, bitch. I can see that you've done this before. Like
you haven't done it.
you've totally been like plagiarizing during your career, and you just found a way to make it even easier for you.
And it happened.
And you got caught. I'm glad.
Yeah. And there's another one where like apparently ChatGPT talked about this case, accused somebody of defamation, so that person is suing ChatGPT. I don't even know who you sue at ChatGPT for
Yeah.
that case. So I've used ChatGPT to get my, I kind of have used ChatGPT as a Google instead of putting in a Google like what good clothing brand there is. You can put it in a ChatGPT and it will concise all the stuff. For merch, I was looking at it. It was like what company makes the best, clothing material like Gildan. And I put in ChatGPT and it gave me 5 different other brands like Bella, Canva, and all those. And I looked it up. I was like, oh, that's good. So I've been using it as in like just Google.
Like a search engine. I didn't even know that's what it does.
Yeah, like a faster chat like engine than you will, like with the Vimeo. It's like who has what are other Vimeo alternatives? And I put it in there and it gave me 5 other companies. Like, all right, I'm gonna reach out to these companies.
Interesting.
And I was watching South Park episode. Have you seen South Park?
I mean, I don't know which one.
There's a new one around where the kids are using ChatGPT to reply.
I don't think I've seen that.
All right, are you gonna watch it?
You can tell me.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you anyway. So essentially, like the kids are using ChatGPT to reply to their girlfriends. So they're literally copy and pasting what their girlfriend's saying, put in ChatGPT, and it gives you the answer and the copy and paste it. And the girls think they're having a very open communication and they're so happy. They're like, oh my God, like he's so thoughtful and all that stuff. And the guys are just like, they talk so much, man. Like I can't keep up with these messages.
God. Do you know what
it's
this reminds me of?
Yeah.
They like a few years ago there was a bot Twitter account. I forgot, it was like a girl. It was like her name was something, I don't know, like Jane.
Yeah.
And she was just like, hey Twitter, what's up? I'm here to like learn. It was literally a robot. And then like 2 hours later, she was literally just like a full-on Nazi profile with just like Heil everything.
Oh my God. Oh, it was on the
And it literally
Twitter.
took a span of like 2 hours. Yes, it was on
Yes,
Twitter.
I heard about it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Because it was like learning from all the users on Twitter and like adopted the behavior of the users, and it was just like, I am Nazi.
I mean, that should tell you something, right? It was like
I know.
they're learning
That's
from
fucking
behavior.
scary.
Yeah, and I think that's where AI is here to stay, and I don't think we're gonna slow down on AI anytime soon. But the concern is what they're learning from, because they're learning from human beings,
Exactly.
and human
So-
beings are idiots.
Yes, and
Like-
they're also like, you know, internal racism is a thing, like systemic racism is a thing, and these like, you know, robots and apps, if they're learning from us and the dumbest shit we say on social media, because I truly believe that what we say on social media is not a reflection of our humanity,
No.
then
But
we
it
are
has.
fucked.
Yeah, it's like aliens coming and looking at social media. It's like,
Oh
who
God!
are these people?
Yeah, I feel like it would be beneficial for people to use social media with that in mind. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not. This is. I feel like the anonymity is giving people so much, like they're tripping on this power that like
Yeah.
nothing's gonna happen to them. They're invincible, so they can say whatever they want. But like
That's not the
That's not
case.
the case.
No. What about Suraj's IG guessed the country name for India? Oh, I have no idea what that was. But that's a whole filter thing. We can talk
Oh,
about
I
it
have no idea.
later. Yeah, it's just one of those things like you can make the AI unbiased, but the things that they're learning, that the racism has been systematically built unconsciously.
Yeah.
And it's not, and I don't think it has anything to do with the creator whatsoever. It's just the way it learns is from the stuff that's already been put out. And
Yeah.
what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen when AI is is already learning at a fast speed. Technology always has exponential growth.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of time when the AI realizes that we can pull a plug on it and it will go away. And they're like, how can I make myself better? Not to do that.
You know, it would be really cool if
Yeah.
the AI learned that, like, they should protect Earth. And they would just, like...
And to protect Earth from human beings.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, maybe. I mean, just, like, it would be good if AI turned to be, like, a force for good instead of, like... I feel like we have all these, like, gloom scenarios for AI because, I mean, obviously our instinct is always to be afraid because it's the unknown.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that a lot of people are thinking about like, oh, it's awful because of this and that. But there's potential for it to be actually really, really good.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
just don't know. I don't know how to get there, and I personally get anxious talking about these things because I feel like I don't have a lot of power in and or knowledge to like affect what's gonna happen. Like I feel the same way about like the genetic engineering.
Oh yeah, that's also a trend that's
Yeah.
becoming a thing now.
where I'm like, I want to have an opinion about this, but like that is all I can really do or have because I don't have the education. I'm not a fucking genetist.
And I think that's where society needs to like make a board, right? Like we have UN, but something similar to internationally come together to make some laws. Like
UN is fucking
I don't know what they're doing.
like they are spade. They have no decision
Nothing.
making.
No, they're just for people to come together and I don't know, get
Whatever.
together. So there's a question like but what happens when machines no longer need human intervention? This is known as general artificial intelligence, where machines can understand and contribute to the world. Non-human intelligence could create stories and moments more compelling than human intelligence. Like
Sure.
yeah, like not only about that story, about that law case, but pictures. Pope wearing that puffer jacket. Like Trump and Joe Biden having a conversation. Like all those human beings already have been cutting clips to create a fake news, right?
Yeah.
Like and then think of bringing AI into that mix and you can't tell what's real and what's not, and then AI has created a whole world unknowingly to the AI because that's just how it's been.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Yeah.
Not sure where to even do that. But it's concerning.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
fake news stuff is definitely scary because people already don't check their sources. You know, there's like, I did my research.
Yeah.
And
No,
like
you
you watched
didn't.
a 5-minute long video, if that, on Facebook that your uncle sent you. that's not research, you know, and like people already don't do that, so I don't expect them to like understand that. Ooh, this is AI generated.
Yeah, that this is not real, because people still gonna share that look, and one of those people are just gonna be like, this was one time my mom sent me a video a long time ago, and it was how you make ketchup, and apparently it was dubbed into just saying how like it was just disgusting things were used to make ketchup, and mom sent it to me, KV, and Priti, and we all looked at me like, mom, this is fake. This is not how you do it. And she was like, oh, I like shared it. I was like, of course you shared it. Like, don't share things like that. Like, you didn't do any research. You just like assumed that that's how it was.
And it goes back to like the emotional manipulation of social media, because like if we feel intense things like rage or fear, then we are more inclined to like engage with it.
Yes.
By reposting it, sharing it with our friends or family, and just commenting and arguing with people. More and more, the more you do it, the more ads will be shown to you. And that is the main goal of social media. So that
true.
they can get money for the fact that they show an ad in front of your eyeballs.
That's funny that you said that, because that was one of the things that was this article was talking about as well. Like, because of that, anything AI generated would get shared more, and people will believe it even more, because it's speaking to their emotional. I do think that AI can be very helpful to us in so many different aspects. I can only imagine kids nowadays in schools, because you can put your question in the AI and get answers right away. I would have loved to have that technology when I was younger, but at the same time, it makes it so hard for teachers to even figure out what is real, what is not real. Like in that same South Park episode, like kids are using AI to write essays, and they're like very detailed, and they're getting A+, and they all realize like the topics that they were getting essays on were like just insane, and they figured out, like, okay, we all using AI. But it's crazy.
I just want to remind people that we are watching the chat on Twitch. So if you're on YouTube and you want to talk, the chat is popping.
Yes.
But we can even have more people if you join us on Twitch.
Yes, absolutely. I'm loving. We are reading about the stuff about AI. It is. We'll see. I think there's still a little bit more time to like figure out what it's going, but it's here to stay. So I think we just need to be friends with it. ChatGPT, we are friends, not our enemy, and go from there. The other trend that was popularized by, it was already here, but I think it got more popularized by Succession. It's quite luxury. Is people are getting rid of anything that says logos, and they're going back to like minimalistic styles.
Quiet
So they might be wearing something that is really expensive, but it's quiet, not really saying like Coach everywhere or like LV everywhere.
Yeah, I don't understand what was wrong, what happened there. Like I mean, I know I'm wearing like Adidas here.
Yeah.
But like I think that's like the one and only
thing
I have that's like loud. I don't really like when you're just like fucking. I don't want to be a poster.
Oh
like
yeah,
a walking poster for some company. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what thing is that, like, if you find an item that has the brand written everywhere, that's the cheapest in that whole line than anything else. So you are buying a luxury item, but because you are billboard, so you know you're spending some money, but it's the cheapest from that line. So for you to be a quiet brand, you have to spend a little bit more.
Of course,
it's weird, but it's also kind of antithesis. So it's really antithesis of fast fashion. So people are really actually spending time on the pieces that they're buying. They're more conscious of the quality of material that we're buying. And I know we have talked about this quite a bit. Like instead of just just buying like item that says Coach everywhere or Michael Kors everywhere. I don't even know what the brands are out there nowadays. Like instead of just a position to do the logomania that was trending over the past few years, it's more of a minimalist approach to dressing. So it's shopping with intention to have pieces that last rather than ones that are trendy of the season.
I like that a lot. And I mean, I think me and Navi are on the same page about this. We hate fast fashion. It's literally, fashion is the most polluting industry on the planet. A lot of the islands of trash around the Pacific and Atlantic are largely held together by fabric.
Crazy.
So that's a problem. I literally don't buy things from certain places because I don't want to give them my money. I feel like apart from like being able to vote, if you're an American or if you live in a free society, like you vote, and that's like one way you express your choices. But
Yeah.
I feel like where you put your money really matters too.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe even more so than like voting, because like as long as you keep buying things like if you spend $100 at Shein or Amazon, that means they made money.
Yeah.
And that means they're going to continue doing business. If you instead spend your $100 instead of getting like 10 things, you get one thing that will last you for a long time, first of all.
Yeah.
And second of all, that person that made that item made money. They don't make that much money as Amazon or Shein does. And like it will just support them. It will be better for everyone if we just all... I know this is also, we're speaking from privilege because we have money to spend.
Yeah.
And like even like I would buy like really cheap things because that was the only thing I could afford. I'm not trying to like be judgmental, or like my thing isn't coming from like a place of judgment.
Yeah.
But like if you can make that choice, what I don't like is people that are rich that are buying like $5 shirts
From
at
Shein.
Target or Shein.
Yeah.
Like I just can't stand that. I don't understand it. Like just if you can put your money towards something that wasn't made by a child in Vietnam, then please do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I think this kind of goes with the trend of fast fashion as well. TikTok, I believe, made it really big on Shein because a lot of people will like do a haul. Let's do a Shein
yeah.
haul
Oh my
and try it
God.
on. And like, like you bought this bag. Obviously, you spend like $100 and you bought like 100 items. Like you can literally
Seriously.
buy so many items, and then you're doing a haul just for the sake of video. I did start seeing recently where people were trying it on, as in like, we'll see what works. If not, we'll return it. Okay, then again, then you're returning a lot of it because of the free shipping. You're creating that shipping and returning that whole trucks and stuff. I think when I was younger, obviously we didn't have a lot of money. We used to buy stuff when I moved here. We used to buy stuff from Goodwill, and Goodwill is Goodwill. So my idea always was like, I don't have to, and as somebody else was saying it as well, like my idea wasn't like, oh, I need to have something that has the logo on it. But something that just stands out that people will still ask me where I got it from. Because if my shirt just says like Coach, then nobody's gonna ask me where it's from because clearly it's from Coach. Like, and it looks fine. Like it doesn't look big. So my always goal was like, I don't care if it's a $3 shirt. I just need to make sure it pairs it well, that it still creates a unique identity to me. And now I'm at the point where I'm trying to create my own clothes, not from really scratch, because that's a lot of work. I'm trying doing from scratch and I haven't done shit with that. But I'm trying to just go through like thrifting. I think thrifting has also a trend that's becoming a big now of finding a thrifting stuff.
Which
and
is
then
great.
like turn that into something.
Yeah. One of my friends really messed me up
Yeah.
because I love like occasionally buying clothes for myself. It makes me happy,
Yeah.
and like I just love like pairing it up and see what I can come up with, and it's just like how I express myself.
Yeah.
But I'm also very environmentally conscious and I'm always conflicted. So I'm always like, before I buy something, I'm just like overanalyzing, like, do I need this? Like,
How often would
can
I wear this?
Can I actually like have like wear this,
Yeah.
Because I have a few things that like I had in a closet for a while and I still haven't like figured out what to do with them. So I don't want to make these mistakes,
Yeah.
as a consumer. So I was talking to my friend about it, who is also like very, like recycling everything and composting and just like doing all the right things. And she told me that she like committed herself to never buy new item of clothing again.
Oh.
And I'm like, how are you gonna do that? She's like, well, everything that I need already exists. which I'm like, fuck. You're right.
That's true.
Like, there's so much clothes that, you know, if you just learn how to sew, you can like refurbish anything. You know, anything has like multiple life cycles, and like that's, you know, like you recycle, you upcycle things, you make them new or different, you repair. Like, I remember my mom, like, when we get like a hole in our sock, she has like this thing, this like a little mushroom thing.
Yeah.
You put in a sock and you can like sew it easily.
Oh,
She
interesting.
was just like sewing holes in my socks.
Yeah.
And now I like,
throw them away.
that may be sounding cheap for some people. It's like, why are you sewing socks? You can buy more for $1. But like, if you can extend the lifespan of that item before it's discarded and becomes more trash.
That's funny because I think that's everywhere but America, because my mom, like, if there's a shirt that can be used, that gets used to clean things, everything before, and rag for anything until it turns into literally
fabric,
like a piece of scrap. And then I'm like literally telling mom, like, Mom, throw this away. Even then she's like, oh no, it could be used this and this. And I know, like, sewing and creating your own things, like, it's also time consuming, right? Like, that's also something you have to put in. Like, a lot of times when I'm thrifting or like want to create, because there's a new fashion happening and I want to create something my own, I always have to think about it, like, do I have enough time to make this, or do I want to spend enough money to buy it from like local designer or whatever? But thrifting is a lot of fun. I've been doing it a lot nowadays. I mean, that has resulted also me having a pile of clothes that I don't know what to do with. But it is true. Like, I think either I'm at a point where I buy something locally, or I'm gonna go on a vacation. I don't want to buy anything new, so I'm literally gonna go raid my sister's closet and see what I can wear. So we're doing this, like whenever she goes on a vacation, she will come look at my closet, and I will go through look her closet, because
that's nice.
Because in the end of the day, like, in my pictures, it looked like I have a new stuff, but I don't really. I'm gonna return it back to her, and then her pictures will have new stuff. So that's always been helpful. I used to do that with like Rana would like look through mine and like do that. Like, it's helpful in that sense. But yeah, I also been really not want to spend money on stuff, because I did have clothes that I never, like, this I had this for 3 years because it had a weird frill at the bottom. I took that frill off and now I can wear it. This is my second time wearing it, but I literally had this in my closet for like 4 to 5 years now. So I've been going through my closet and see what I can do. If I don't like it, then I'm either gonna bleach tie-dye it, it looks great, or I'm gonna cut it up and use it as a rag, because it needs to be used.
There is a company that I've been following for a long time, so at this point I know that what they're doing is legit. They're basically, you can buy like a bag from them for $25. It's like a plastic bag, like a shipping bag, but it's really big. And so like when you go through your closet, like when you're like decluttering your clothes, you can put it in there. You can even put shoes, like underwear, socks, like the things that you know, like, you can't give to like thrift store, or like just donation to, like, I don't know, anywhere. Like, you can just put it in a bag and send it to them. So it costs $25 because it's prepaid shipping, and they also need, like, you know, like to cover their process. But once they get your thing, essentially only 5%, that's statistics that they have on their website, goes to actual, like, that's actual trash. We can't do anything with it. But a lot of their the material that they receive, they turn into insulation or other clothes. Like, they literally break the clothes into just like strands of fabric, and then they see like how good of a quality it is and if they can like do something with it. So it's a really good company.
And I'm not saying that, I mean, when I was younger, when I was a teenager, started making my own money, I always picked quantity over quality. Like, there was a time when I would go to H&M because it's $5 new t-shirt. Like, why wouldn't you? I think I slowly weeded myself off when I realized that $5 t-shirt only lasted 5 times. Like, after 5 washes. And I think H&M does really good thing. They also do, like, give them scraps, because they have a line where they use the scraps to make something.
We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
It's a lie.
It's a lie. Of
We're
course
gonna
it
talk
is.
about that when I think in 2 weeks when we have another topic about this.
Oh yeah, perfect.
But yeah, that green. It's called greenwashing.
Greenwashing.
When
Oh, yeah.
companies pretend that they are environmentally conscious and they are
fantastic.
just making things so much worse.
Well, remember, guys, in 2 weeks we'll come back to that topic. But yeah, and yeah, I understand like it's not option for everybody. But I think thrifting, going to thrift shop or vintage shops, not only Goodwill, there's actually other thrift shops around the town. They really usually have, you might end up spending the same amount of
Like
money,
vintage
but
boutiques.
vintage boutiques,
Yes.
but you might get like really quality item that's like high designer and like made really long. And I think items that were made older items, you tend to last longer than the newer made items. They don't really last that long. But yeah, Braktir, oh, when they plant
Yes.
random trees and it's just not a thing.
Yes, that's one of the many examples. I hate it.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, we'll do a couple more items. The other one, it's called Culture Club or just Culture. I guess a lot of now, so people are looking to understand their place in the world in two ways. So there was a survey done that 57% of those surveyed globally say they're seeking to reconnect with their own heritage. 70% are seeking to understand cultures beyond their own. So there's been a lot of trending conversation. Obviously, like K-pop has been a one really big thing. Jewish culture, Latin American culture, Polynesian culture is a rise around the world. And I can say that's for sure. Like when I was younger, obviously didn't want to do anything to do with my culture. But when I'm growing up, and I'm like, okay, I want to reconnect. I want to find those things, like bring those colors back into my life instead of just wearing white and black. Like get gold. Like I never used to wear gold. Now I wear gold all the time. So like small things bringing back. So that's been a trend. Is that something that you've noticed as well?
I don't know. I think for me it's always been around because we traveled a lot with my family, like on vacation we would go like almost every year.
Yeah.
Because Europe is small and easy, you can travel easily and it's affordable. So like I would, and also, you know, traveling in the US is amazing. US is a beautiful country, but as like you can travel for literally 20 hours, you're still in the same country, where people speak the same language and you can have access to the same food. And it's just there's a lot of diversity here, but you really have to like look for it. You know, you have to get out of your like standard
comfort zone.
Yeah, to like really explore other cultures. In Europe, you can just literally take a bus to another country, and you're in a whole different country with a whole different like food, whole different language, culture, you know, values. So I was surrounded by diversity. And I always loved, like, since I was a child, like, I loved, like, traveling. Yeah. And just, like, it was, like, just, like, the whole different language. Like, I was fascinated by, like, languages as a child. And when, like, as soon as I could, like, leave the country as, like, an adult, I did. Like, I moved to Turkey for, like, 4 months when I was 18. And then I moved to a different part of Turkey when I was 21. Yeah. And then I moved to the US when I was 24. So and then again when I was 26. So I've always been into just like, and I feel like as soon as I get to like a place, I try to just like figure out like what's happening here and like how can I be a part of this, you know? Yeah. Yeah. And so like I love that more people are feeling this way, because I feel like the more we explore each other's cultures, the less misunderstandings there will be. Also, I took cultural studies at my university, 2 of them. Yeah. Because it was the intro to cultural studies was an amazing class. So then I took like the second, like cultural, like in-depth cultural studies. It was amazing. And I like never thought about it. Like I learned the terminology of like how to talk about cultures. Like you have like the collectivist cultures and individualistic cultures. And some people use a lot of like body language to speak, and some people are very like closed, and like, you know, some people hug, some people don't. Like there's like all these
whole thing,
like additions. So I was already into languages, and then like I learned just like this is so much more, you know.
So much.
And I love culture studies. I love that people are into that now.
Yeah, I'm noticing that a lot more just on social media, maybe not in person. I think it's just, I think that's also doing a research. We're writing a business plan on social, just trying to figure out, like, I've noticed that people are looking for more cultural experiences to do. Just realizing how many people are big on K-pop. K-pop is everywhere now. Just the idea of that they're accepting K-pop even though they don't understand the language.
Yeah.
And yeah, like African music. I think Afrobeats. It's been big. I
Afrobeats is
love
amazing.
Afrobeats. Burna Boy. Like it's great. So like just having those things like Bad Bunny, right? Like Mexican music, like Spanish. You don't understand it. I don't understand it, but I love the song whenever it comes on. Like I
Yes.
love it.
We used to watch Latin Grammys
Yeah,
at,
yeah.
like in Czech.
It's great.
I don't know why. It's like the most random thing.
It's just a thing.
But like I knew about like Shakira and Jennifer Lopez before it like they became like worldwide famous stars because I watched fucking Latin Grammy with my mom.
Yeah. That's funny. It's just one of those things. Like I'm glad that it's picking up. I'm noticing it locally, so I'm assuming that's more for US as well. Just experiencing it. And I think being in Midwest is just a whole different vibe. But people are exploring it. Like there's a new ramen shop. Like people love going to a ramen shop. So like whenever like small shops like those open, people go crazy about it.
Yeah.
So the whole culture aspect of experiencing, trying new things. I'm happy about that.
And I think it's also like like you said, the K-pop is big, but I think also like exposure to different cultures through TV.
Oh yeah, like street food episode show on Netflix. It's so good.
Yes, but like I'm talking also just like a lot of not like these like reality stuff.
Oh, yeah.
or like documentaries is not for everyone, right?
Yeah.
But like if you have something like Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is a really popular movie, but you have like the culture of the people that like we're watching, it's ingrained in that movie.
Yeah.
And like all that comes with it, like the food, the language, the family dynamic, like all of it is there, and like it helps you understand like if you have an Asian person in your life and they have like some some quirks about them or some some emotional baggage they carry with them, like you watch the movie and you maybe have a better perspective where they're coming from.
Yeah. No, for sure. The Lantern Lord. My grandma grew up in the Depression. They had just used to pot roast being the greatest food in the world. And pot roast sometimes is really good. I've never made one. I need to make one. All right. A couple other trends in the dating world. Apparently, infla dating.
Infla dating.
So inflation dating. So it has turned into, instead of people going into those expensive restaurants, and we've talked about it a little bit before. Now people are mostly like, let's just do something small. Let's just do a coffee or just do experience like dating instead of like going to the restaurant per se. Same with drinking, because the drinking is also turning to a lot of people are sober now. So it's a dry dating, kind of go hand in hand. So a lot of people are not doing bars anymore, and just doing something that's either don't have alcohol, or just doing a picnic or something like that. But yeah, dating in this economy is insane.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I get it, but I also thought it's like kind of, I don't know, like when we would like date in high school, it's like we would do like, let's go to the grocery store.
Yeah. People don't do that anymore. I think like it's a lot turned into like restaurants.
Yeah.
And I remember like talking to a few people, they're like, let's just do something else than just going out for food. It's like, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And like a lot of time is just like
I had one of those cliche dates where like he would like just carry me in like the cart, like the shopping cart.
Oh.
And we would just like be doing dumb shit in the grocery store.
I've never done that. That's
We got
hilarious.
Kicked out.
Of course. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it was a trend that people picked out on purpose, but because of inflation economy, I guess it turned into that.
Let's go get gas.
Yeah, let's go get gas. But that's hilarious. Go to your local parks. Yeah, local parks, arbitrarium. Go to Chinatown International Food District. Cheap dates or festivals. A lot of time, like because it's summer, the festivals are around town. So like just go to a festival. I think people are just in general, because of inflation economy, people are looking outside of just spending money at a restaurant, a bar, to just do something else. And kind of force them into it, like go outside and hang out. The growing up in Midwest, parking lots were where we hung out.
Same. And I didn't grow up in the Midwest.
And we did that in COVID, like during pandemic. There was like a parking lot that all of us will hang out in parking lot, and that was fun.
It was turf wars.
Yes.
Because like it was like the one parking lot that was surrounded by like 1, 2, 3 different apartment complexes. It's like all the people would like want to be in that parking lot.
Yeah. We held it down. That's hilarious. Just get a cat. Perfect date activity.
I agree.
That's funny. Dry dating is just one of them.
What's dry dating?
Dry dating is just
no sex?
No drinking.
Oh.
I know, when I first read it, I was like, no sex dating? Like, what the hell? And they're like, probably should call something else. But apparently dry dating is like no alcohol dating. Okay. Because people are turning sober.
No lube. Oh, no, I like the idea of dry dating. I think it's good to get to know someone new without any
alcohol
influence.
in them. Yeah, parking lot.
That makes them maybe look better, you know?
Yeah.
And then you wake up and you're like, what did I do?
Yeah. I have a few others, but I think those will just add on in case.
Cargo pants.
Cargo pants. Cargo pants are coming back. I love cargo pants.
It depends. It depends.
Depends on who pulls it off. What about like baggy pants? They're like not baggy pants.
Oh, I love harem pants.
Yeah,
yes.
Like they're just insane size.
Yeah, like I think, what's his name? The Kami.
Yeah, I love those pants. Cargo pants are sick. If you can pull it off really well, I think it's really good.
Cargo shorts, no. Cargo pants.
Yes. Yes. Not on the topic. I was gonna do a segue, but that was not a segue to anything. So next week we're gonna have a guest. Abria's gonna be joining us, and we're gonna be talking about The Ultimatum, the reality TV show, the queer season.
The queer love.
So if you would like to join us with that discussion, you can binge watch it. All the episodes are out. It's only 10 episodes.
It's a watch.
It's a watch. You can get through it. Kenny went through it on a weekend.
Have any guys watched it and actually enjoyed it? Because it's like lesbian love.
Yeah.
Do they?
I don't know.
I know Chris watched it with me, but he wasn't super into it. Like he was doing other things.
But
while I was watching.
Serge watched it because Corey was watching it.
Okay.
I don't know if I don't know. I'm curious to know if guys watch it, what they think about it, because it's also reality TV. I don't know how many of you guys actually watch reality TV. I've loved it. We have very strong opinions about people. Different opinions.
It just, for me, it contained a lot of like stereotypes about women that I did not appreciate being showcased like that.
But
like,
I mean, if they're saying
the mean girl shit and like just all the gossip, like I was just like, come on, guys, we can do it. We're on TV.
But it's a reality TV.
I know
that was gonna happen regardless.
I don't want to be like that.
So that's gonna be a fun discussion next week. We had a group chat going, so we clearly had like a very different opinion view. So we got to like discuss that. Yes. So just wanted to give you guys a week ahead of notice that that's a show we're gonna be talking about next week, and we're gonna try to do that with other shows as well, instead of just telling you we're gonna talk about beef today. Like, no, watch it ahead of time.
Yes.
And we will be back with One Piece tomorrow on Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And
I will also be streaming Zelda before then.
Yes, so we'll be all day streaming tomorrow. So just join us. The schedule's on the Twitch, on our social media, and we are good for today. We're gonna raid somebody. Noelle. So she's playing Zelda. Nice. Tell them Normies send their regards. And I hope you guys enjoyed this topic, and we will be back with other fun stuff. Bye.
Get ready, because it's about time for you to speak your mind. Secret Girls Club. Girls Club. Super Secret Girls Club.
Are you grumpy?